Cubs get routed in a Saturday matinee against the Philadelphia Phillies. We're here to cover it all and talk about what we need to look at as far as Ben Brown. Let's talk about it right after the intro. What's going on, Chicago Cubs Central fans? It's your boy Mike Jones back again with another episode of Chicago Cubs Central. Thank you all for tuning in to today's episode where I am covering the Chicago Cubs loss to the Philadelphia Phillies Saturday afternoon. And we're also going to be talking about looking ahead to Sunday's game. It's a 6 p.m. start time against those same Philadelphia Phillies as we close out this weekend series against the Phillies. It will be Jameson Taillon versus Aaron Nola on the mound. Wow, Aaron Nola is 0 for 4 right now with a 0 and 5 right now with a 6.43 ERA. Meanwhile, Jameson Taillon is 1-1 with a 4.73 ERA. So both of those guys will be looking to kind of dominate tomorrow's game. We're going to look at that a little bit more closely. But first and foremost, thank you all for tuning in to today's episode. If you have not already, please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Guys, we are trying to build back our following. If you don't know, or if you've been under a rock, I lost the original Chicago Cubs Central channel got taken down because of some BS. But that's neither here nor there. We're back. We're in full effect. The season is still going on, and we're still having a blast here on the channel. I also do want to announce to everybody our very first watch along of the year. That's right. Chicago Cubs versus the Brewers Friday night, 7:10 p.m. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. We're going to have a good time. That watch along is going to be pretty fun. It is going to be on Apple TV Plus. So for those of you that can't get the game, just tune in right here. And I will keep you updated on everything that is going on. It'll be the first time or second time the Chicago Cubs see a division rival. They played the Pirates earlier in the week. But yeah, watch along is coming. Tell a friend. Make sure you let somebody know. 7:10 p.m. Don't be late. First pitch. Chicago Cubs versus the Milwaukee Brewers. Gonna have a fun one with that. Now, with that being said, we do have to look at what the Chicago Cubs did Saturday against the Philadelphia Phillies, which honestly, offensively was a whole lot of nothing, and defensively, we kind of saw some hard hit balls get past Dansby Swanson. I thought there were a couple plays that he usually makes that he didn't make. Ben Brown looked strong for 3 innings. 3 innings, he looked very, very strong. Then in the 4th inning, he leaves a breaking ball up in the middle of the zone, and Nick Castellanos shoots that one out for a base hit. Then after that, he hits Kyle Schwarber. And then after that, the party just kept going and going and going. And literally everybody in that 4th inning got a chance to hit. And yeah, like I said, they ended up scoring 6. They put up 6 in one frame in the 4th inning. And Craig Counsell left Ben Brown in the game all the way up until it got to the point where they had scored 6. And then, like I said, he just saw that Ben Brown could not get an out. To quote Craig Counsell himself, he just said, "We need better. We need better out of Ben," and honestly, it's the truth. It is the truth. If Ben Brown wants to see success at the major league level, Ben Brown is going to have to figure out how to consistently go longer and deeper into games. Him and Javier Assad, which Javier Assad's a whole nother thing right now because he's injured. But yeah, if those guys want actual playing time, they want to be long-term parts of the Cubs rotation or to be starters in this league. I mean, whichever team, they're going to have to learn how to go deep into games I thought Ben Brown's velocity kind of went down a little bit in that fourth inning. I also thought that he started losing track of the strike zone. I think, like I said, these things are kind of what caused him to miss out and to end up and to really end up making what should have been an easy inning a rougher inning than it had to be. Couple of base hits, a hit batter, and the lead just goes. So the Cubs dropped to 17-11 on the season. Meanwhile, the Philadelphia Phillies improved to 14-13 on the season. Yeah, Ben Brown just has to be better. Ben Brown has to figure out how to stay into games longer, and I think this is a part of his maturation process. It was great having Adam Amin. I don't know if anybody watches Bulls basketball, but it was great having Adam Amin um calling this game for Fox. So it was cool being able to hear him call a baseball game, and he calls Bears games too. So yeah, but I think for me it was just one of those things where kind of like what Adam alluded to during the game, you just saw Craig Counsell just kind of leave him out there to kind of figure things out. This is a part of the maturation process for Ben Brown. He needs to mature into somebody that can figure this thing out and figure out how to get out of these innings when you have trouble getting guys out, when guys get base hits, or when guys are hitting the ball. Win definitely played a factor into this game. More so on Kyle Tucker. I think on the Kyle Tucker ball that dropped like right in front of him, because I'm used to Kyle usually making that catch. And then on the other side, there was one ball that dropped in that scored 2 runs. Birdie, Happ, and Swanson were all out there. And the ball literally, I guess they thought it was going to be foul, but the wind knocked it down and the ball dropped right into right into fair territory, and two runs scored off of that. Just like I said, it was a wonky game, some mishaps. I honestly, like I said, about five of the Phillies runs in this game, I was just kind of looking like, yeah, in a normal game, that don't happen. Like I said. So while I was not impressed with Ben Brown's outing in the fourth, I do think overall this was more luck than it was skill. I mean, Philly has been floundering. And I do expect the Chicago Cubs to come back tomorrow and have a really good game, a really strong showing. They do have Monday off after that before they begin their series against the Pirates Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So, like I said, take advantage, use your bullpen, do what you got to do. But I do expect Craig Counsell to pull all of the strings that he possibly can to try to get a W Sunday at 6 p.m. On ESPN. Sunday Night Baseball, Chicago Cubs versus the Philadelphia Phillies. If you don't have ESPN, tune in to 670 The Score on the radio and listen to the greatest radio team in Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer doing it really, really well. Like I said, I really enjoy listening to Pat and Ron on The Score. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. Like I said, I expect Ben to clean things up. He'll get a shot later next week. He'll more than likely pitch against the Brewers. Either Friday or Saturday will be his start against the Brewers. And I expect him to make up for what happened. So, like I said, I think he'll figure it out, and I think the Chicago Cubs will be all right. So that's my spot on that. What are you guys' thoughts on Ben Brown and the maturation process? Was it smart on Craig Counsell to leave Ben Brown on? That's our question for today. Was it smart for him to leave Ben Brown in the game to try to figure things out, or should he have pulled him and had a shorter string with him? You guys let me know in the comments what you think about that. And with that being said, we turn our faces to Sunday Night Baseball, Phillies and Cubs. Jameson Taillon looking to put another W in the win column for the Chicago Cubs. Aaron Nola looking for his first win of the season for the Philadelphia Phillies. Game time starts at 6 p.m. Yeah, man, the Chicago Cubs. I'm looking to Kyle Tucker to put his stamp on this game. And here's why. You see, the Chicago Cubs have been winning baseball games. They've been talked about as one of the hottest teams in baseball right now, right? you are on a nationally televised game. Well, not nationally, because I guess it wouldn't be nationally televised on Fox, because you have to be, it's a regionally televised game on Fox. Because if you're in the East Coast, your Fox game of the week was Cubs versus Phillies. You're a West Coast, it was a different game. But now, tomorrow night or tonight, you're looking at, the Chicago Cubs versus the Phillies, and it's on ESPN 6 p.m. It's also going to be on ESPN Radio too. It's the game of the week. So with that being said, the Chicago Cubs have to come out and have a strong showing in this game. The Chicago Cubs, if you really want the respect of the media in large, if you want them to be talking about you as World Series contenders, as NL contenders, you beat up on the Dodgers, you beat up on the Rangers, you split with the Padres. Like I said, you've done some miraculous things, some incredible things. You need to come in and put your stamp on this game and win this series and take this series against the Philadelphia Phillies tomorrow night. You're at home. It's at Wrigley Field. You got Monday off. Pull out all the stops. Do what you need to do to win this game tomorrow. Hopefully the weather cooperates, and hopefully Jameson Taillon don't give up too many home runs, because, like I said, I'm expecting Kyle Schwarber, Nicholas Castellanos, and Bryce Harper to really figure out, to try to figure out this hitting thing, because both of them have kind of, all three of them really have been silent for the most part. And then, of course, you got Trey Turner, too, that you have to look out for. But the Chicago Cubs need to be ready for this series, and they need to be ready for this game. They need to be ready to try to do, some pretty good things in this game to hopefully pull out a W and to pull out another series win. But yeah, man, we'll keep a track on Ben Brown's progression and see where he's going. And of course, like I said, as always, guys, I want you guys to like, share, and subscribe, and leave me a voicemail at 217-816-5498, or write me at cubsbaseball1992@gmail.com. Listen, I'm always checking both. I appreciate each and every last one of you. Thank you all so much for tuning in to another episode of Chicago Cubs Central. Hey, until next time, go Cubs go. Peace.
Thank you for watching another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, the #1 spot for all Chicago Cubs content. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more Cubs content.